Welcome to the Cisco Show, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't touch that remote. Got a great show. November the 11th, Veterans Day. I give a salute to all the veterans. And I'm so happy to have this show here today, have people come in from Delaware County that build a memorial for veterans. I mean, it's so much good of the community getting together. And I'm so happy that, this setting an example that every county, every city can do something for the veterans. Without them, baby, we ain't going to be around the way that things are today. So all we got to learn is bob and weave. So my friends here, come here, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we're going to talk about this, how it started, and the work putting it together, and the unity of friendship, fellowship, and everybody donating for this thing. It's not, and the money didn't come from Washington, it didn't come from Harrisburg. It came from individual people. Now, I'll introduce you like I do in Madison Square Garden. In this corner, I won't say the wait. All right, tell them your name and what you do. All right, well, who you are.
Thank you, Hank. My name's Guy Fasano. I am the president of the Delaware County Veterans Memorial Association in Newtown Square. And that's the memorial that we built, the Delaware County Veterans Memorial. It's located in Newtown Square on Westchester Pike and Alice Grimm Boulevard. If you're familiar with the area, it's right across the street from the old Masters golf course.
Oh, all you golfers go there. But this is to be a great thing. We'll talk about that later. All right, tell me who you are and what you do.
My name is Barbara Zippy, and I do the public relations and some of the special events for the Delaware County Veterans Memorial.
And you're involved with this, and you're going to tell us more about what it's all about, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, your name and tell us what the story is.
Okay, I'm Barry A. Reese. I am the commander of VFW 7390 Broomall and one of the commanders of the Marple Combined Veterans Alliance, which does funerals in Delaware County.
Okay, that's a separate thing. We're going to talk about funerals, okay? We talk about life, but, funeral is dying with respect. Now, you're the president. You're the one that got this thing bobbing and weaving with all your friends, okay? Tell us about what this is all about.
Well, this is one of the paver bricks that's used for the floor of our memorial. I happen to be, besides the president of the Memorial Association, I happen to be president, owner of my family business, Fasano Brothers Concrete Products.
But this is good stuff, right?
Yes, this is concrete.
Yeah,
concrete paver blocks.
But it should have been a rock. No, because I say what it should be, but when I say if you want to walk on water, you're gonna know where the rocks are. So if you want to walk on water, you're gonna know where the cement blocks are, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so go ahead.
Anyway, for the floor of our memorial, we have a buy a brick program whereby you can be a supporter, contributor to our memorial by purchasing one of these paver bricks. They measure 8 inches by 8 inches, and we will inscribe them for you. If you want to memorialize a veteran, a family member, your family name, or just put an inscription on there, you can do whatever you want. There are
an example here, like it says here, John Smith, United States Marine Corps, World War II. We love you, Dad. And you can put on there something. This is such a beautiful monument. I'm involved with the Columbus Monument in Norristown, and it's something different. But this has water. It has columns. Tell me something about them columns. When somebody an architect puts them together, this is for this is for that. Now, these columns, they mean something. What does it mean?
Exactly. Well, first of all, most of the memorial is clad in granite, expensive granite that came from Rhode Island, and it's a very expensive memorial in the fact that it cost $1.7 million to build this.
Wow.
Okay. And like you said before, no government funds were used here. This was all through private contributions.
Good.
All right. We're not fully financed as of yet, So we do have a sponsorship program. Besides the Buy a Brick program, we also have sponsorship opportunities ranging from $1,000 to $100,000, and you can get your name inscribed on the columns or larger pavers
Right.
or other
Right.
parts of the
Right
memorial.
across here. right.
Yes. We have a website, and it's the DelcoVeteransMemorial.com, and you can find out about these different sponsorships, or also the brick order form, the Buy a Brick program, you can find on our website. But getting back to the columns, the backdrop of our memorial, which, by the way, was designed by an architect from Brookhaven, Pennsylvania, a fellow by the name of George Matuszewski, all done gratis, okay, pro
good.
bono, okay, very nice of the gentleman, because it's a big work of art. Anyway, he was the initial designer, and then during construction, another architectural firm by the name of Glenn Gauza Architects, they supervised the construction of the memorial. But the 9 columns that are the backdrop for the memorial, each one represents a major war or conflict that the United States participated in its battles over the year, from the early days of the Revolutionary and Civil Wars battles on up to today's Middle East
And
conflicts.
they have some names of some of the soldiers.
They actually have quotes from soldiers, presidents,
Oh, my God.
generals from that era, so that this will be an educational experience
Right.
for school children to come and have field trips to the memorial. And they,
Have you made any contact with schools?
oh yes, we have an outreach program that is going to start in the near future, whereby the schools do come to our memorial
Yeah.
during the daytime and have their field trip educational
You know,
for them.
Veterans Day used to be Armistice Day. We'll talk about Armistice Day. I remember when I lived on Chestnut Street in Norristown, and Adam Scheit's Brewery, they 12 o'clock, they blow the horn for lunchtime, and then 4 o'clock everybody went home, and they would, and all mills and all everybody blow whistles and people shoot guns up in the air and all. At 12 o'clock, in respect for the Armistice Day. Now, you're involved in this as far as a very sentimental thing as far as burying, it's something. Now, you have a group of fellas here. Tell me about that.
Okay, this is the Marple Veterans Alliance. It includes
Here.
Smedley Butler Marine Corps League of Newtown Square, the American Legion 805 Marple Memorial Post Broomall, and the VFW 7390 of Broomall.
Well,
Back in the early 90s, we know that people are entitled to 2 people from their branch of service. They fold the flag, play taps, and they
Right.
walk away. We didn't feel that was enough. So from the middle of the 1990s to now, we've done over like 2,000 or 3,000 funerals, I think, by now. This is a picture in 2006 when we did 301 year. All these gentlemen are real heroes. The gentleman on the one side, he offloaded the atom bomb from the Indianapolis. We have Tom Werner, who was recently honored the Media Theater. He was a Merle's Marauder in the Second World War. And it's just amazing.
Well, let me-
We
you-
fold the flag, we shoot the rifles, put 3 shells.
Yeah,
and
tell
we do
me
the
about
poem
that
in
now.
Flanders Field.
This is something new to me because we had, I had my grandson's a policeman in West Norton. He's also a former Marine, and Mike, they were here and they folded the flag. It's a certain way of folding the
Right,
flag. Now,
13 folds.
but that was something new. You said they put the spent shells in the flag.
Yes, we have an honor guard of 7 rifles, fire 3 volleys. It's an honorary 21 gun salute, normally just for presidents. And we take 3 shine shells, place them in the folded flag, and give it to the deceased relative.
Boy, that's great. Now, all right, now here's one
picture
here
of bugle blowing
where now
taps.
what happens? They play the
That's
taps.
Taps being played.
Taps. Go
Yes,
ahead.
That's taps, and that's done right at their folding of the flag. And this is me receiving the 3 shells, and I will turn and give it to these people. It's a sort of an unusual funeral.
The
It's
family. This
outside
is
the
family
church.
behind there.
Yeah, it's outside the church on the walk. It's what the family wanted, so that's how we did it.
Oh, okay. Tell me something about you. What you were in the Veteran Foreign War. Tell me something about it.
Well, I served in the U.S. Navy from 61 to 66. I was aboard the USS Borie DD-704.
Boyd?
Borie, B-O-R-I-E. Does run to...
What was it, a cruiser? Or what was it?
That was just destroyer.
Destroyer.
And I took part in the Cuban blockade. We were off
yeah?
the coast when Kennedy came with his
You
speech.
getting that wine down there and the Cuban cigars?
Well, we didn't get that because we were in Guantanamo Bay for training. We came all the way back to Norfolk. They told us get back on the ship. Went down along the coast. We heard his speech. While we were down there, we spent 4 days and nights over a Russian sub. Finally forced it to the surface. And then we also brought 23 troop ships through the Panama Canal Zone. And then they quit finally, and that was the end of that.
Well, what did you were on the destroyer? Did they have the landmines? Did you have landmines
Depth
that fill them out the
charges, and
side?
we had something called veritable depth sonar. That's why our particular ship was called in, because we could get below the thermal barrier, and that sub couldn't get away with us, away from us, you know. So then later on, I got on the USS Springfield, which was the flagship of the Sixth Fleet. I spent 3 years in the south of France on that,
France.
right?
You see the go-go girls.
Well,
No?
Bill from the Nice and Riviera was a lot of fun.
Over there, say a prayer. We're coming
Once they saw
over,
Paris,
and
they
it
sent
won't
'em
be
right.
over till it's over there. Ah,
Right, absolutely.
how's that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now Barbara.
Yes.
Come on. What are you doing here? What are you involved here?
Well, you know, this is a great community project, and it took a lot of people to come together, Hank, to make this happen. And actually, just to give you a little history on it, after 9/11, there was a developer in Delaware County who was affected by that 9/11 experience. And there was the developer's name is Claude de Baton, who donated this land from the request of the two founding members and the third founding member, which was Linda Holden, as a Newtown Township supervisor. And they didn't have a memorial to the fallen soldiers or to the war memorials in Newtown Square. And Linda Holden was approached by two members who are now deceased, Stan Short and Steve Neary, and they were with the Smedley Butler Detachment, and they went to Linda at the township and said, we needed a memorial. Linda got the township's approval of all the commissioners, and they went out looking for a home. And sure enough, this gentleman, Claude de Baton, and his family were willing to donate a piece of prime property on Westchester Pike. Thousands of cars pass this every day. You don't have to drive there. You just drive by it.
Right.
It's that visible from Route 3, a major highway.
I think, it's honor a veteran, honor a family member or friend, memorialize someone special, commemorate a special event, show your support to our military. I mean, that tells everything, but I can't think of a better gift where you can put a name of someone you love, and that served. It can be a Father's Day, it could be a Mother's Day, it could be
An anniversary.
birthday, an anniversary, a Veterans Day. And I'll tell you, here's an idea. Why don't you do this like on Veterans Day or whatever other days during the course of the year? Visit memorials throughout the country, throughout the state first. Start with the county, okay? I think it's another thing that the President's Museums. I think one of the most interesting museums was President Truman's, museum.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when he was president, he had more problems, and he settled more problems in that office than anybody. And one thing, he has a letter from the Japanese emperor, whatever, and in gold print and everything, and he